Yo, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to another Clash Royale video. I hope you all are doing well, and folks, today we're going to be covering the 2v2 CRL challenge. Now, a quick disclaimer here, I was unable to make it to 15 wins. Despite my best efforts, really, I tried several times during the event's duration, and unfortunately I just could not make it there. That was really regrettable, and I still gotta admit, the challenge was fun, but it's pretty frustrating, because like any 2v2 challenge really, it just sucks. I mean, I know it's fun, but as most of you out there might have experienced for yourself, it was pretty difficult as you continue playing the challenge. So with that being said there, I would like to give a quick shout out to all of my friends who would have helped me playing this challenge. I still had quite a blast there. We had a lot of fun, as you'll see later on in today's video. And special shout out to my friends Sernada the Cool, Firefighting Fox, Frisk Dreamer, who is also known as Moon in the Clash Royale Amino community, which I help run along with some other great people. Now, for those of you who are watching from CRA, you'll be pleased to know that we have some special plans coming up pretty soon. So as to what those plans are, you'll find out eventually. So just do look out for it. There'll be an announcement as soon as we get the details sorted out. So anyways, with that being said there, I would also like to give a special shout out to my other friend, Sure You Can. He also played with me in the challenge last minute there, but again, we couldn't really get too far all the same there, but I still had fun with you guys. So anyways, for today's video, we will be taking a look at some of the gameplay I had with my friend Firefighting Fox here, and as you can see, we are using a pretty neat Golem cannon card deck alongside a minor control sort of cannon card deck. And let me just say this, cannon card is freaking OP, man. This was the first time I've really been using the cannon card that much ever since the buff to it, and man, I was right about my speculations about it not being able to be knocked back by anything else except the log. That it's just pretty insane right now. The cannon card is just so sturdy. I would actually recommend trying it out in other decks if you have any nice decks that you can substitute it into. It's just really darn strong. You'll see exactly how strong it is over the course of some of these matches here. Now take a look at this. The Mega Minion there that was placed to destroy the cannon card there, it got kited into the left lane there, which was pretty neat overall. It was not intended, but it did work out for the better because it did help us prevent the opponents from stacking up even more troops in their monster push. Now take a look at this tornado here. We got to activate the King Tower there. Props to Firefighting Fox there for thinking that through there. I honestly probably would have forgotten to do that there in the heat of the moment because we were on a call there. We were pretty frantic, but we still got by. Now at the end of this match, you will notice one other epic tornado, so do keep your eyes peeled. You'll be very shocked to see exactly how it goes down. Now take a look at this. Our opponents are running a double golem deck, so how do we respond? We mirror their golems with double cannon cards, and we're poison and zapping all of their units and pulling them back into the poison there with the tornado just to lay into them some more. The executioner though is going to be a bit of a pain there. He unfortunately causes our cannon cards to stop in their tracks, but they do help out with dealing with our opponent's lumberjack there. So we start off our golem there into the rage spell just to try to give it a head start there in deploying, and much to our surprise, our opponents dropped these double inferno dragons, which was just honestly freaking annoying. So we poisoned both of them and zapped them down just to make sure they die, and we sent up a miner for chip damage, and then our opponents used the tornado executioner combo, which was really a pain in the butt for us to deal with. The executioner is going to survive with just a sliver of HP after the cannon card locks onto it, unfortunately. So yeah, that did not go too well for us. So we're gonna have to counter push pretty soon now. So we're gonna start stacking up a push here with the Valkyrie, Lumberjack, Ice Wizard, and also a cannon card. Now take a look at this. Our opponents drop a golem to block everything there, but Firefighting Fox uses the tornado to pull everything backwards there and allow our troops to connect to the tower there, bringing it down there. So that was pretty darn amazing. We hit them with the hammer emote there. That was pretty fun overall. Now folks, if you haven't already, please comment down below which of these two cards you would rather pick in a draft. I would really like to wrap up the results of this draft, so make sure you comment down below letting me know which of these cards you would pick and why. So with that being said there, we're going to be moving on to match number 2, and our opponents are going to be Aliel and Roy21. Now, I'm not sure if these guys are friends or just random partners, but they are playing a Hog deck right now against us. So we're going to be using the Ice Wizard and the Lumberjack there to stop that Hog there. He does get one swing, unfortunately, so yeah, we couldn't really do anything else about that. But Firefighting Fox drops the cannon card there, and the reason why he did that there is because we wanted to try to get the cannon card all raged up there so that it can lock onto the tower much faster. And believe me, a raged cannon card is a force to be reckoned with. It just moves lightning fast, and it is ridiculously annoying to deal with once it locks onto the tower there. Now we have another cannon card coming up there. We were tempted to overcommit there, so we did poison and tornado everything into the poison. We do burn the tornado now, so their Hog does have a bit more free room, and it is raged up too, as a matter of fact there. We regretted that almost immediately. I can't even remember why we first used the tornado spell there to begin with. I don't know. But whatever the case is, we do learn that they had a free spell in hand. Now that was pretty annoying for us. So they have double musketeers. Our flying machine is killing one of the musketeers while the other one still survives another day right now while the flying machine goes down there. So yeah, our opponents are laughing at us, and I'm kind of tilting, to be honest. I'm just using the goblin mode there to just mess with them, really, or confuse them. I was seriously tilted at that point in time there because it felt like we were set back so much and our opponents just had such a definite advantage over us. So yeah, now we are going to be trying to come back into all of this. So we do not want to take too much damage, so we end up using our Valkyrie there just to prevent some damage. Again, the tilting emotes being used sarcastically there. I wish I had the goblin that's on fire. Basically, that one is my favorite emote of all time. It's just hilarious to use in so many situations. Now Golem and stuff there is going to keep everything at bay, and the Hog Rider does get kept back by the Ice Wizard and Tornado. So we do manage to defend that pretty well. We didn't take any more damage. We poison once again here, and our opponents are stacking up once again another massive amount of troops. So we have to double poison actually now just to get rid of everything there. And as you can see, we are running a bit dangerously low on our elixirs, so our opponents can rush at us at any given point in time, and that is exactly what they're going to do right now. They drop a balloon, which prompted us to use our flying machine and Ice Wizard combination there. Now the Ice Wizard does get hit with a fireball to the face, which was unfortunate because the opponents were able to clip the crown tower as well. So now that we have our golem on the board, we are going to be trying our best to brute force push our way through to their tower because we need the damage as the timer is running out, and it is now sudden death. So it's anyone's game to be honest right now, but our opponents, again, they still have the advantage in terms of damage output. Now their guards and stuff is going to be cleaning up a cannon card that fell there, and we have to deal with their barbarians as well. So I drop a goblin gang just to keep them off the tower. We throw an ice column there just to keep everything in place, and now we're going to be tossing a cannon card and lumberjack combination. Now the lumberjack was meant to go in front, but unfortunately he ended up turning around for quite a bit there, and our opponents, again, they get another chance to keep everything backwards there. So we're going to be in a bit of a pickle right now. So what are we going to do? We are going to tornado everything backwards there into the poison, and we actually catch the Hog Rider and the balloon in the process, which was pretty neat overall. The Mega Minion does help us keep the balloon from connecting to the tower there, and even the bomb is just out of reach. So now that we have managed to survive this long, we're just going to chip with the miner quite a bit there, and we're going to try our best to chip away once again with the zap spell, allowing us to take that tower down. So with that being said there, folks, I'd just like to make a quick mention of the Spartan Elite energy drink. If you haven't tried it out already, make sure you enter my discount code on their website. The links will be provided in the description and pinned comment down below. So with that out of the way, we can now move on to match number 3. So our opponents are going to be Berea, I guess, and Julia and Kai, I guess. I'm not really sure. Again, you guys know I kind of butcher some names here, but look at this, folks. We are going to be getting a value rocket there with the Goblin Heart being clipped and the tower as well. Now, unfortunately, in hindsight, I should have clipped the giant as well, but I was too eager to get rid of the spawner there because the spawners were pretty annoying for us to deal with. And if you'll notice right now, we're using a different deck. Now, this is admittedly a deck that we picked up from one of our opponents that beat us really badly. And overall, when I looked over the deck, it just seemed pretty annoying to deal with, as it seemed to have an answer for almost anything. So I'm guessing that if you guys want to try out a new 2v2 deck, this one might be a really good option for you to try out, whether it be in a competitive match for whatever reason, if you got into those kind of brackets, or if you are just playing casual 2v2 and you happen to have any of these cards leveled up. Because when you have all of these spells in the deck that I'm using paired up with the control elements in the deck Fox is using, it gets pretty annoying for your opponents. Trust me when I say your opponents will regret the day that they allowed that extra minus swing or two on their tower, because when the late game comes, you can just cycle rockets, fireball, poison, and maybe a zap and stuff on top of all of that there, and it can be really frustrating to deal with, as all of that just adds up to so much damage. Your opponents will quickly realize just how foolish it was to ignore some of the damage early on in the game. Now, we did suffer a lot of damage there because of that one goblin. That was a poor log on my part. For some reason in this particular match, I kept messing up the logs, and it resulted in us being forced to panic and overreact to the goblin, or just ignoring it overall. So yeah, quite unfortunate for us. Now we poison and fireball the E-Wiz there. A bit of an overcommitment again. Sometimes the communication isn't always going to be perfect with your partners. In fact, I'm thinking to make some special videos in the near future. If all goes well within the next month for me, I might just be able to pull this off. I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes with an update video on the channel sometime pretty soon. Once again, now as you can see, I messed up the log pretty bad. I was just too distracted. Normally, if it's a 1v1 match, I might better be able to focus on the direction where the goblin barrel is being thrown and stuff. But again, for this 2v2 match in particular, I just could not seem to keep a good eye on it there. Now I'm just using the shame emote there from the goblins there. It's pretty fun to use overall too, because it just captures a person's frustration with how a match might be going. So you'll be seeing me using that pretty often, and if you're my friends, you'll probably see me spamming that whenever I do go onto ladder, because sometimes the matches I get can be really ridiculous, even for me sometimes. Now I know I'm pushing in to 4,500 and 4,600 trophies a little more actively now, but still, it's just ridiculous with how some of them look for me overall. So if anything, I'll probably do some ladder videos as well every now and then, featuring the same deck that I covered last time with the giant, which it's doing really well. To be honest, I still don't have a level 6 witch, yet I am able to contend with people who have level 6 and even level 7 and 8 epics. So that's maxed cards there for you folks, and I'm still able to compete with most of them. So yeah, anyways, back to the match at hand. Now we're poisoning the goblin hut and our opponent's night witch. They're getting some value. Their Mega Minion does survive, which is a pain for us, and they drop a giant into the P.E.K.K.A, which is actually going to work out for us quite well, because the P.E.K.K.A does switch targets there and quickly make work of him there. So we do have a bit of a problem now. Our opponent's cannon card again is going to be keeping our P.E.K.K.A quite distracted there, and the Inferno Dragon is just going to be bursting down everything in its path. So yeah, that Inferno Dragon is not doing us any good right now. We have to fireball the goblin barrel there. This time I clip everything there, because I knew the fireball would really suck if it missed any of the goblins. Now we're going to be chipping again with minor poison, this time clipping both crown towers there, and our opponents just narrowly placed the princess in reach of the poison spell, so she does go down to that there, which is great for us. Once again, they drop another cannon card. It's getting pretty annoying at this point, to be honest. We drop an Executioner just to help deal with any possible swarm units and to help take out their Inferno Dragon. We drop a Mega Minion into that there, and it allows us to kill the Inferno Dragon. Unfortunately, our P.E.K.K.A goes down. Things are once again looking pretty haywire for us. We have to be very careful. This is a really long drawn out match. I think it goes up to the very last few seconds on the clock. Now, seeing that this match is going to be so long and drawn out, we decide to start spell cycling our opponents as soon as we could. So they give us some value by dropping a cannon card and a goblin hut there, so we fireball poison that there just to make sure everything goes down. The E-Wiz is not going to be getting any damage on our tower there because we blocked with the Ice Spirit and Mega Minion. They have a Princess which we respond to with a Miner. We tornado their giant to our King Towers there just to prevent them from getting any unnecessary damage on the Crown Tower, though that one spare goblin was quite tedious for us. And now take a look at this. We cycle a rocket there. I just threw a rocket in the direction that would allow it to travel the fastest to the Crown Tower there, and our opponents happened to drop a Night Witch into that there, so that was pretty epic of me to pull off there with the rocket. And then we just fireball for the win, and we sent them some kisses for good luck. So now we're going to be moving on to our fourth match. Now one of our opponents here is going to be using the Mortar, and the Mortar is a bit of an annoying card to deal with in general for me, because even though I know you're supposed to like distract it and stuff, sometimes it can be really frustrating. Now take a look at this. Our opponents zapped nothing. What was that? Like, really, look at that very carefully. Rewind it if you have to. One of them literally just zapped nothing there and burned 2 elixir there, allowing their mortar to just burn down really easily there. So that was pretty interesting. I did not actually notice that for myself until Fox pointed it out while we were in the call, and I got a good laugh out of it there because it did allow us to continue wrecking their main push there overall. So now I'm just spamming the thinking emote, trying to figure out what they're going to be doing, and they shove a golem right at the bridge for us to deal with. So that's going to be a bit of a pain because we don't have the P.E.K.K.A. in rotation. Fox uses a tornado which actually clips a lot of bats there, which was pretty convenient for us. Now the golem does not get any significant amount of damage being done, which is pretty good for us. We just get a little bit of death damage, but that's pretty manageable overall. Now just take a look at this right now. Our opponents are just going to be tornadoing our miner to the King Tower there at the very last second, which was pretty infuriating for me because I was just about to start feeling a bit comfortable with the miner not being used to activate the King Tower, and then boom, they did it right at the last second, making my heart race quite a bit there. I was hoping that he would not do that, but unfortunately they did manage to succeed in that. So yeah, now we're going to be setting up a P.E.K.K.A. there just to try to stop the cannon cart, because the cannon cart would have just wrecked the Ice Wizard there and it would have been pretty annoying overall. Fox tornadoes the witch towards the P.E.K.K.A. there, allowing to kill the skeletons from the witch, and then the P.E.K.K.A. to kill the witch herself there. So that was a pretty good move overall. Tornado and P.E.K.K.A. can sometimes be pretty useful to use as a combination on offense if you have the right card supporting your big tanks like the P.E.K.K.A. in particular. So now they set up with another golem push right now, and they're going to be coming at us pretty aggressively with it here. So they decide to rush us at the opposite lane there with a Hog Rider and a Minion Horde. Now I did have Rocket in hand, so I waited for everything to clump up. We did take one Hog swing, but all things considered, that was the least of our troubles there, as the Rocket clipped everything there, killing it instantly. So that was pretty good for us overall, and the Inferno Dragon is once again going to be quite a pain for us to deal with. So we double Ice Spirit that there, and it still manages to burn down our P.E.K.K.A. with the help of the Witch and the Crown Tower. Now we just poison cycle here with the Miner, trying to get that tower down pretty low. Look at what I was saying earlier, folks. We just toss a bunch of spells in the very last second there, and we're now going to be finishing them off with the rocket spell. So that is GG for our opponents there, and now this brings us on to our last match for today's video. And let me just say this fight had so much epicness in it. Just take a look at what happens later on and you'll see what I mean. So we start off with a miner there in the safe spot there for the tornado to not be able to pull it if they had one, and they counter with a prince. So we cycle an Ice Wizard there and a Valkyrie. Fox uses a Mega Minion as well, I think. If not, that was probably me. But anyways, our opponents are starting to stack up a Golem beatdown push here with the help of the Executioner there to just really lay into whatever we throw at them, and things are not looking good. They have a monster push, so what do? We use our Tornado and Executioner combo. Now I see that they dropped a Miner to deal with our Executioner there, so I just tossed a log there, and that actually mitigated all of the damage that they would have been able to do. Not even the executioner himself gets a swing on the tower, so I'm really satisfied with that there. And now take a look at this. We send a miner once again to just get some chip damage overall. We zap it as well just to ensure that the mega minion does not connect to the tower there if it were to just move ahead, and indeed it does not get any amount of damage done to the tower because we block all of the princes there with the P.E.K.K.A. And now we just rocket the witch down there because we got some spell value. And take a look at this, the Valkyrie is tanking for our P.E.K.K.A. who is basically on critical HP right now, as she easily dies to that tornado spell. Now again, we're going to be cycling another miner, just trying to bring that tower down ever so closer to rocket range, and our opponents are going to be starting off a golem all the way in the back, so seeing as they made quite an investment there, we cycle a miner once again, trying our best to bring that tower down as low as possible there. We fireball their executioner there, chipping their tower there in the process, and now we're going to be waiting for them to respond to our executioner, which they do decide to poison and log there. So that was quite unfortunate for us, and they lightning down some of our units there, so that's pretty unfortunate for us. But our P.E.K.K.A. being an MVP here right now, she makes quick work of the golemites there, so we don't suffer much damage overall. We get no damage onto that tower there because the skeletons from the witch were able to pull the miner backwards there, and now we are just going to chill a bit there and try to set up some defense against the monstrous push our opponents are sending us here right now. There's just so much elixir on the board, but wait, what is this? We just tornado, executioner, and rocket that push there. The rocket was just like the cherry on top there, nuking that disgusting push of theirs. There was like at least 24 elixir worth of troops on the table there, and then seeing all of that dissipate there to the rocket and tornado executioner combo, it was just one of the most satisfying feelings in the world. So with that there folks, we come to an end with our battles for today's video. I just wanted to flash the rewards for getting the 22,000 gold there. I have almost 100,000 gold once again, so I'm just really waiting for the witches I need to get them to level 6 and maybe giant to max. I'll probably get a max giant on my main and second account probably within a month or two from now. Hopefully all goes well. So anyways folks, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, remember, if you keep on digging, you'll eventually strike gold, but even then, keep on digging deeper, you'll eventually come across something even more worth your while. So once again everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace out guys.